Or first.
Some foreshadowing.
First, we're going to take a look at the playoff round 2 contention. And this is about getting into first or second place and their probabilities of making it into the top here so that you can avoid, of course, the first stage of the bracket. You don't have to face off against 5th or 6th place teams, and you can just get a chance to move on to the semis. Gumayusi, Ruler dematerialization analysis complete versus Ruler. I will cut him into 16 pieces. Pretty brutal. Now we'll see how that bottom lane fight does go. Kana versus Burdol. A little bit of a spoiler as to who is coming in.
Does come a head-to-head as key player today, Faker versus BDD, and I think that Faker has been somewhat on the upswing. I think his spring was fairly lackluster, didn't really get together with the rest of his team. A lot of this champions like Viego being left open. Lee as well. Okay.
Oh, that was quick.
I expect this to go to Burdol. Only Docdom has played that. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. That is great into the great into the Lee Sin rather, and that's not a very fun matchup. But it does tie into this team fighting style that we see as that's a.
Okay.
Ooh, Carrier
yeah.
Doing it again, playing into a tank.
Yeah. Take a look at this. Final pick, BDD. They were saving that. BDD will go for the Syndra, of course, into
of the teams. As we see defensive route, she hasn't been for a while, and we still sort of picked up a little bit. But this is looking like good old Syndra. As we were playing level 3, you get a little bit of pressure, and then post 6, it's a lot better as Faker is getting bullied in his mid lane.
Yeah, it's definitely really annoying early on against.
There is a response possible. Burdol
backing on the ward, and Burdol is sticking around. You could see he was deaf.
I think you really can walk in as T1 with a Scatter the Weak available.
Yeah.
Looking like they're going to do it though. Burdol does need to rotate over if they want to make sure that nothing goes awry.
Carry is not level 6. You mentioned the Solar Flare is available, but we're not going to have Subjugate to potentially help burst someone down. You think about Lee Sin, TF, and Jace, that's something they would love to do. And they say, well, we're not really okay to take this one. They see the level 6 on life. All 4 members of Gen.G are here. And Faker's just running bot. You know, they don't have vision on Faker. Oner could be anywhere. Yes, you are in danger. And here it is. The huge stunt gets all 3 of them into the equalizer. What a play! As now Clint is over the wall. That should be 2. He does pick it up. Thankfully for T1, Oner was at least.
Twisted Fate ults is the same as a Nocturne. You need to make him count.
Look at this. I mean, it is flawless.
Yeah.
It's perfectly timed. It's perfectly timed. It catches all 3 of them right as they teleport.
That's just beautiful. And then
says, I think we can go in here.
Might still be a good trade.
Burdol is maybe going to be the sacrificial lamb here. Nice stun onto Oner, but will not deny the Q. As this time around, no flash and no hope of survival. But he already did his job, as the pressure in the mid lane is pretty massive. They're really going to push.
This second one doesn't really get answered as well. Yeah, they get the mid lane turret, which in terms of map control is going to feel great. But Faker still stalls very nicely there. Yeah, just there's no amount of outplay that you can find in this situation. Fortunately, wanting to answer onto Faker.
Uh-oh, now he knows he's in danger. Zenith Blade is going to miss, and there's no stun, and he says, see you later.
Now only 5k gold lead. Burdol though.
Oh wow. Even committing the Subjugate here.
Is that enough pressure from T1? Or is Gen.G just going to say, well, that's nice. But now we're just going to go into this Infernal Drake.
No, they're not going to get it. And so that charge will be used here. And now, well, we have the Destiny used, and they're actually jumping onto life here. That is a big pillar, and now the stopwatch has to be used. The charge comes in. Burdol's trying to go 1v3. Nearly able to pick up Keria, but not quite, as the shock blast from Kana is gigantic to pick up the kill onto Leona.
Exactly the type of play that you want to see from T1. They never want to fight on even footing. They're always looking for an angle, always looking to fight when they have more people. This exhaust on Burdol was absolutely huge, because I think otherwise Keria might actually die, and that can lead to all sorts of awkward situations. But instead, They blow 2 people up and are out there before GEN G, like T1 is actually pulling them around the map.
All right, this is one way, but again, Kana, he still has flash.
As this is a collapse that they want to look for.
Yeah, the pillar is so effective, though. I mean, this is one thing that Trundle really, he finally found his moment. Hope that they have. You even have the dragon kick for the disengage as well. If you're looking for that, you can put up pillars. You can siege really well with that.
Minute, the Drake will spawn. And that's a big scatter.
There it is. Bdd comes up huge with the scatter, and there it is, the follow-up over the wall as T1 runs straight into it, and Bdd knocks down.
But if they can, it's so big. Kana is there, though, has his 2-item spike. Incredibly fat, can go for the shock blasts.
Yeah, I think they have enough damage on this one, and yes, Faker and Kana will threaten it. Kana maybe even looking for the steal. He snuck around the backside, and well, okay, that's not the steal.
Oh, it's the curse if I've ever seen one. Because here we're talking about how it's a balancing act and how they're making it work, and then Bdd finds just the sickest scatter, and then the follow-up is there, right? Burdol immediately jumps in, doesn't care about the teleport. Klid has his equalizer ready.
I feel like the Baron is definitely going to catch everybody up on the side of GEN G that may have fallen behind on XP. A nice amount of pick going out onto Life here as the follow-up and the true shot barrage, and everything's being thrown at him. And the kitchen sink. Here comes Oner. Looking for it, maybe. Not going to go for it, but look at the damage coming out of Kana. This is why you ban Wukong on blue side.
Damn Burdol.
Right, we're going to find Burdol. He just runs in there, and he's got stopwatch. He says, okay, guys, I'm beating him. And now with the exhaust used onto him, we'll see what the follow-up looks like. It doesn't look like much, as Bdd only gets in here, and now we got something going for GEN G. Faker going to have to flash, as Ruler just takes him down. Even Gale forces forward to make sure. Zeros in this house.
Well, let's not. I don't. That's not first shell. Yeah. Because initially this looks fairly questionable, but then the damage that comes through, combined with the fact that Burdol still is exhausted and is able to reposition really nicely, is amazing. And then Bdd wasn't there for the start of the fight, then hits that, and look at the ult from Ruler here.
Yep. And say, okay, we're ready to 5v5 fight, as Burdol looking to take this trade, actually, as in he goes. Not going to land the stun, but he still gets the kill as the teleport comes in, and he easily flashes away from there.
Just going to start it up. Teleport available for Burdol.
Yeah, Carrier just hex flash over the wall. That is insane amount of value out of that true shot barrage, as Klid is incredibly low. And look at that pillar! Once again, in comes Carrier. Will Oner knock it down? He cannot, as I think they saw Oner over the top of the wall. But it is still going to be enough to force them back, as the pillars have just been insane, as now Life has to go forward. As the follow-up here from Bdd is pretty big, actually. Able to get the kill.
And I honestly thought, like, Life, what's going on here is... Take a look at this.
Okay.
He says he has no flash. As,
that's just the confidence in your teammate as Life there, because you know when you go for that play of Bdd.
Imagine as long as nobody gets caught on the side of T1, this should favor them, as here's the attempted catch. Life goes in, but it's responded to really well. And look at the poke coming in as the kick is on Bdd. Oner will trade his life potentially, as he's even still alive. As the kick is huge, and now Burdol goes forward, but he has an exhaust on him. And now it's 4 members on top of the Aurelia. He's trying to trade one back, but he can't do that.
Still, this is a really high-risk play, because as GEN G, if you die here, you might have to give it up.
Yeah, Ruler's on vision now. As, okay, they're going to spot him now with the true shot barrage, as let's see it. Nope, it's going to be taken by done. Gumayusi is able to last hit that one. But let's take another look at this fight.
And yeah, that flash from Faker is insane, because that turns what could have been a really nice catch onto a TF into an insane play. And then simultaneously, Oner hits an incredible kick on Bdd, who's been basically untouchable the entire game. Is that really crisp positioning? So those two key plays turn a possible turn from GEN G, the fight that they're so desperately looking for to secure a soul point, into
going for it.
나 살아. 나 봐줘.
Similar idea. Burdol's got an interesting angle as he's going to get stunned down and able to go into that W, but it still doesn't matter. And I think T1 are slowly getting in there. That's the big kick, but it's only onto life, and into the GA goes the Lee Sin. As the follow-up here from Guma, and the rest of the team is just too big. Another big shock blast into the back line. As T1 will push and look to end this game. Another big pillar onto Ruler as finally he uses that ultimate. And they will just have to flash away. T1 will not back down from this as they will look to take game number 1 in about 36 minutes. Let's see what Bdd and Ruler can do, if anything. No ult available for either of them, so they will just go down, and that will be the end of that. 36.5 minutes. Big smile on Faker's face. I think you can be happy with that game as T1 and as a fan. Very clean. Not very many mistakes, and great macro overall. I thought they had a very strong game number 1. But very well played by both teams, and I think we will see a very different draft for game number 2.
이래 빨았어.
쟤 먼저 볼게.
이래 막았어. 사진 걸게 자야.
스포킹 들어갔거든.
천천히 할게.
일단 얘 볼게. 자, 신들아. 빨리면 안 돼. 봐줘. 봐줄만해, 볼만해.
럼블.
레오나 노플.
앞에 봐. 앞라인.
너무 좋아.
뒤에 포킹.
럼블.
야, 자기피.
도현아이 없어.
자기피.
나 기도 3초.
그만 따라할게.
시계.
너무 좋아.
궁만 빼.
잘 시계.
궁만 빼.
타워.
신들아 노플.
타워 쳐.
내 자연 노공 신기 있다.
딜러들 퍼져 있어.
알아서 해.
포킹.
알았어, 오케이.
신들아 노플이야.
볼비 다 끊었어. 타워.
야, 스톱했다.
난 타워만 칠게. 난 타워만 칠 거야. 난 타워 맨이야.
나이스.
야, 우리 역전 잘했다.
나이스.
오케이.
잘했다.